Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Victoria. My channel is all about being a wife, a mom, and everything in between. Today, I wanted to invite you guys to make dinner with me. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up so that I know to make more like it, and then subscribe so that you won't miss them. Alrighty guys, today we are going to be doing one of my family's favorite recipes. We are going to be roasting a chicken in the oven. Now for this recipe, you will need a large Dutch oven or an oven-safe pot. This is either 4 or 5 quarts, but as long as it's big enough to hold your chicken, it is big enough for this recipe. I have a whole frozen chicken without giblets. For this recipe to work the way that it does, you will need to have a frozen chicken. I can easily do another recipe with a thawed chicken. If you guys would like that, please let me know in the comments. So we have a frozen chicken without giblets. That's key because we're not going to be thawing it out to pull them out. We need some kind of a cooking oil to coat our chicken in. We prefer olive oil. We have seasonings. We have oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, basil, salt, pepper, and then I have some fresh thyme and a little bit of fresh rosemary. I normally would have a box of chicken stock or chicken broth. Either would work fine, but I do not have either. So today we are going to be using this and mixing it with water. We will need rice in a little while. Instead of rice, you can use potatoes in its place. The rice is way better in my opinion though. I have an onion that we're going to cut up and put under our chicken to add an extra flavor. And then we also have carrots, which again are optional. If you don't want the veggies, you don't have to have them in there, but I do think that they add a lot of depth of flavor to the dish. Okay, I've got my chicken open and in the pot, and underneath it I have put my onion, which I just quartered and peeled. Now when I'm handling raw meat like this, I try to have a meat hand and then a hand that I do everything else with. So I'm going to be handling the chicken and doing all the nasty chicken things with my left hand, and then I have all of my spices and everything over here to the side, and they are all already open for me. So I've put the bed of onions down, and now I have the chicken in, and I'm going to take and I'm going to pour some oil over this chicken on this side, and I'm going to then coat it in more seasoning than you would think you would need. We're going to do salt. We are going to do pepper. We are going to be cooking the rice in the pot with the chicken, and this seasoning is all going to get in the rice too, and it is going to be just so yummy. This is my favorite rice in the whole world, and I'm a fan of like yummy seasoned rices. That was basil. Now we're going to do oregano. And this rice is just super yummy. So I like to lay the salt and pepper down first and then go in with the basil and oregano because they're bigger pieces and it is easier for them to stick to this olive oil. And then I'll add the garlic and onion powder afterwards because they're finer, so they can get into all those little crevices that the basil and oregano are not covering and still coat this chicken. So now we're going to grab her and we're going to flip her around, trying to maintain some of this onion underneath. Sorry guys, I just totally knocked my camera over. All is well. I flipped her over, and now we're going to oil this side and do the same thing. We're going to go in with salt, pepper, basil and oregano. Now I'm seasoning this one with Italian seasonings, but I have done this in lots of different ways. I've done a lemon and rosemary. I have done a Cajun version of this with lots of Tony Chachere's and things like that. You can do it however you want. It's just the base. Once you get like the idea of the recipe and how to cook the rice and the vegetables in with it in the Dutch oven, then you can really customize it and kind of do whatever you want. So at this point I have seasoned the chicken. I have it laying on top of the onion. I'm going to add my sprigs of fresh thyme and then a little bit of fresh rosemary on top of this. And then I'm going to put the lid on it. This is going to cook in a 350 degree oven for about 4 hours. Okay, we're gonna let that cook for 4 hours, which means that right at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna pull it out. We're gonna add the vegetables and the rice at that point, and then it'll cook for another half an hour. So I would say with preparation and everything, this recipe takes just under 5 hours to be done. So you'll wanna start about 5 hours before you wanna actually be sitting down to eat. I'm gonna let this cook, and then when my timer goes off at 5, I will catch back up with you guys and we will finish cooking dinner. Alright guys, so instead of it being 5, it is 7:30 because we had some really intense weather come through. There was a lot of tornado warnings, and I got nervous, and we left and went to my best friend's house where it is much safer. We live in a mobile home and she lives in a very large brick home, so we felt safer over there. But now we are back home. I have finished cooking this chicken. I turned it off when we left. We've now finished it 2.5 hours later than planned. And I'm going to show you what we do next. Alright, so this is where we're at with our chickie. Now, before you add your rice, you want your chicken broth to be about halfway up the side of your chicken. So if you do not have that much, you are now going to want to add a little more. I'm needing to add about a cup. And then I'm going to also add in about a cup of rice. And I'm going to try my best to get most of this rice around the perimeter of my chicken and not on top of it. Because if you get it on top of your chicken, it's just going to crisp up and it's not actually going to cook and be yummy. So, dust those little pieces off. Get as much of it down in there as you can. And then I am also going to add some carrots that I cut up earlier.
Dad, are we married, Mama?
Here we go.
And I'll have
Bleep, bleep, bleep. Okay. I'm going to get myself a fork and poke these back down in here. And then I'm going to put the lid back on, and we are going to bake this for 30 more minutes. And then I will meet you back here. Alrighty guys, it's been half an hour. I'm pulling my herbs off the top. Let's see about these carrots. Let's see. They are fork tender in just half an hour. This rice is so well seasoned and delicious from cooking down in the broth. You guys, it's so good. So this is one of my family's favorite healthier dishes. It is something that you have to cook when you're going to be home all day, or if you're comfortable leaving with your oven on. I'm too nervous of an Nancy for that. I really hope that you guys enjoy this. If you want to see more cooking videos, please let me know in the comments. I would love to make those for you if there is interest. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.